So I found this really cool board. It's honestly, I believe it's Burton's. Not, I don't think it is, because it's its own separate board. But it's really how I look at it is Burton's wean. It's its little transition into the channel for what we know now as snowboarders. For if you've ever ridden a Burton board, they have the channel. It's that little slit. This little part right here where you can screw one bolt here and then one bolt on the other side to follow this. Like this is reference on the little end, or honestly, you can put them wherever you're like. You can get crazy with it. You can have a lot of fun with that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really haven't played around with it. But anyway, and this was just an old board at my work that I found. It's gonna get tuned up by the shop here because the person that's taking it doesn't want to tune it themselves. But it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It has these special bindings. I've never seen a board like this before, or bindings like this. So it's the base plate, the little disc. I've never seen that before. I'll show you in a second again. But basically, it has the same concept as that board, which is the newer version or newer concept. And this version is, instead of the 2x2, so just 2 rows of, I think, 8 screws, 8 screw holes, or the Burton, which is the, what is it, like 6 or 9, about 3. They did that. They were like the first people to go from less screws in the board. So they went from, instead of 4, they went to 3, and then now they have this, and then they moved to the chain. It's 2 screw holes in the base plate, in the disc, and they have a row of screw holes like this running through the board. And obviously the stance is not set up the same exact because I don't see a screw hole down here. But there's one up here, so they obviously moved forward. This person's goofy. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. Anyway, it's a uni. It's an infinite ride. This is their little selling point of having boards already stretched out and put through stress tests so that when you pick it up, it's going to be the same consistency when you ride it always. And it's a IM unincorporated, unink, and this is their little logo. This is the little pig. It's a Burton. It's a 56. Now I don't know what this is. I haven't looked into that, but when I saw this board, I noticed that it was black, and the first thing I noticed was these sidewalls. Okay, the angle of these sidewalls are intense. Okay, the cut on this is more flat. It's more vertical. This is kind of getting horizontal. This is the angle on is a lot different than that, and I noticed how much it was really tapered and it was a really cambered board. And that was the first thing that caught my eye. The second was that it was dedicated to my friend and Team 8, Jeffy and Tristan. So I tried to look into that, and I found out that Team 8 was a group of riders for Burton. When Burton owned multiple companies. So I found out that Burton owned multiple companies before they broke off from all these other companies and decided to create their own, build their brand bigger than what it is now, or was when that board was around, or during that time. And then the Jeffy person died. I looked him up. And Tristan, I found a rider on the internet. He's still riding. I don't know if it's the same person, but this is a really cool board. This is the unincorporated, is unink, is the only model of Burton that ran from around 04, I think, till maybe 05, around that time, till like 2008 maybe. I'm not just 100% sure. It was a short period of time, and then they got rid of that. And I just thought it was really cool, and I think it's called, I don't know why it's called unincorporated. It is a Burton deck, but I don't know. I guess it was just a line that they created, and maybe I'll find out more later. This is the bottom of the board. See the grow with the peg is the logo. And it's a really dry deck. It needs to be waxed for sure. Nice hot waxing will do it right. And it's been barely used. There's barely any scratches. That is probably the most major scratch, and that is tiny. This board's still good. I kind of want to know how it rides. It is a little big for me, but if I get the right bindings, I guarantee I could ride it. And these are large. I'm a small binding, so I have small feet. I'm a small guy. Oh yep. Just talking with support. Yep, this is my job. This is what I do. How hot this thing is because the backlight, so the display brightness basically is on 100, and when you adjust it, it lowers the carbon footprint. I thought that was pretty cool that you can reduce and save the environment by reducing the brightness of your screen. So by doing that, it gave me a percentage of carbon footprint I was saving by decreasing the backlight. But one of the fans has failed, so we might do a factory reset or something. We'll see what this guy says. This TV's pretty old, but it has that, which is nice. And it was in the red, and it was back up to 100, and that was to 100. It was at red, thanks for saving the environment, and it went from yellow to green when I put it back to 50. Technology is pretty cool. I don't know how much of that is real, but whatever. So also it has this, Burton 10:45 degrees. I don't know what that is. I think it's a sidewall angle, and I don't know what that means. I looked up on the internet, couldn't find anything. Who knows? This board, something's up with this board. Okay, so that blinking light definitely means something. That's a sign of, I don't know what's going on. Because the Broncos won, they gave out free donuts. One, okay? Donuts are not the best for you. And I thought on the way home, why did they give out donuts, right? As a celebratory thing. Why not free fruit, free vegetables? And, just something else free. Why does it have to be donuts, And then I thought, should I celebrate another's victory? Something that I didn't partake in. What am I celebrating? What did I do? I didn't do anything for the Broncos. They did that themselves, so why am I celebrating? And then I thought to myself, it is free. And it is a plus, and it will make me happy. I don't buy stuff like that normally. So, might as well enjoy it while I have it. Pre-seasoned meat, fajitas, onions, green peppers, red peppers, and seasoned chicken, pollo. I also found out they'll season your fish there at City Market. Okay, City Market's basically Kroger and a bunch of other chains. They own a bunch of other name brands, and they're all around the country. So I didn't know that. That's awesome. My friend put me onto the meat market and seasoning and having special meats every once in a while. Yesterday was carne asada. I wanted to get that today, but they didn't have it. So we're going to do the fajita chicken. That'll be okay.